Welcome, acolytes. Today I am reacting to CohhCarnage's early thoughts on Dragon Age the Veilguard. Now, this was one of the people that actually, well, I'm gonna be honest, a bit chill about the entire Dragon Vanguard thing. As far as I know, I'm gonna be honest, I never heard of this guy, just got a little winky dinky hint. What am I talking about? Damn. You know what I mean, acolytes. The thing is, I heard about this guy. I'm gonna be honest, wait, let me see one thing.
Men are slowly
No, let's just see. Probably because of this, isn't it? Yep. And I even clicked on it at one point. Welcome, acolytes. Today I'm reacting to CohhCarnage's early thoughts on Dragon Age from CohhCarnage. Now, I don't know the guy. I personally don't know what he thinks about the entire Dragon Age thing. As I said, I still will defend the point that this is a reaction channel, so I don't actually inform myself about the things beforehand or about the person. Not always, at least. If the information comes, it comes. But yeah, this guy, presumably, as I heard, is a little bit of a... he actually quite liked Dragon Age, the previous parts, and he's a bit of a shill for Veilguard. Presumably. Not don't. Now, as for me, did I play it? Yes, I played it. No, it wasn't on my account. For freaks, thank the unholy gods for this one, by the way. It was with a colleague of mine that actually wanted to play it. It was his first. He said he won't ever touch a Dragon Age game again. Showed me some footage of it, and it was... I didn't even get through the first hour of the game because it just, for me personally, it just looked... I'm gonna say this. The gameplay itself was fine, the feeling of it, but the looks of it are so terrible. How it looks is just terrible. And the footage I got to see, the worst part was literally where the guy actually showed me a scene where the pirate lady, I don't remember how she's called, mispronounced someone, then wanted to do 10 push-ups, didn't even do 10 push-ups, and the head just clipped through the boards like a motherfucker. It was... acolytes, it was just terrible. Like, if the game is entirely like this with the dialogue it has, and let's just... And by the way, for everyone who actually thinks that an hour isn't enough, F off. I didn't play it. I did my due diligence about the game, and it looks like total bollocks, and the hour I played already just made me never want to touch it again.
Hi everybody, Coh here with a very early quick thoughts video on Dragon Age Veilguard. So I've played this game now for about 8 hours.
Okay, to be honest, way more than me, but the footage that I collectively watched was enough.
The first 2 hours of the stream were sponsored, and I now have a pretty good idea about my initial feelings of this game. Now, I do need to say that I know this game is long, and I don't know how I'm going to feel at the end of it, so we will most likely...
No. If the first, I would even say hour, isn't good, then most of the time, at least these days, the entire game isn't... Like, it will follow a pattern.
We make another thoughts video when I am done. But I'm getting the question all the time, what do I think of this game? I'm going to make a quick video giving you my thoughts. Dragon Age Veilguard is fine. It's pretty.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's just say, yeah, the graphics are fine. But the character models aren't. They look shit, like, freak me. Okay, but okay.
Runs well. The combat is engaging. The overall story arc at this point, as a Dragon Age fan, I am really enjoying. The sound design is pretty good.
Okay. Okay, no, I probably mistake this. The sound design, yes, it's good. Okay, yeah, fine. Fine, let's just hold it back.
And if you take it exactly for what it is fine. Now, when I say fine, that means some parts of it are good or even above good, above average, in some cases excellent. Like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh my god, I didn't see anything excellent about it, but, well, probably. Nobody mentioned it.
Game. And it actually runs really well. The voice acting also.
It doesn't. It didn't. Nope. Nope, it doesn't run very good. No matter where I looked or where I just... Who showed me some clips of it, it always had a buckler in it. Even in the hour I played, I had about... It died once. And the guy has an extremely good PC.
Also, the voice acting is pretty great.
The voice acting itself, yes. The voice acting, specifically that.
In most cases, like most characters, I love hearing them.
Yeah.
In fact, most characters, the delivery is so good that sometimes it can trump the part that I don't like, which I'm about to talk about.
Okay, good.
But the big thing about this game that is, I don't want to say grating, but it's wearing on me.
I bet he's talking about the dialogues because the dialogues sound as if they just talking like they are somebody that just talks is above you and they just talk down.
And the big thing about this game that's wearing on me a little bit is the quality of the writing. And when I say quality of the writing,
There is none.
I don't mean the overall story, but I mean the dialogue between the characters. It's incredibly unnatural. It's very forced.
Yep.
And it's very basic.
Yep.
And where in previous games, I would look forward to...
Come on, like, mention it that they talk down to you. Like to a freaking kid. If you throw a stone, they won't say, "Boy, that threw far." No, they're gonna go in and say, "Well, you throw a stone. How did you do it? Hey, did you see that? He threw a stone." What is this dialogue?
Characters talking to each other or telling me bits about the world. I kind of dread when it happens in this game because it feels so homogenized, basic, and frankly like I'm being talked to like a child.
Thank you. You should have started it with that.
It is, they're constantly just, they're not adding to the scenes.
Correct.
When they talk. They're
Correct.
making sure you know what's going on.
Yes.
They're making sure you understand it.
Literally, they think that you're dumb. Literally. Not that you don't know something. They're talking down on you as if you were a dumb piece of meat.
It's basic dialogue designed to deliver information, not to deliver an immersive narrative experience.
Oh, you made... No, mate. Teachers deliver information. Veilguard talks down on you. Those are two very different things. My teacher delivered information, but I never had the feeling that he actually talked down on me. To me. Never.
Experience. And I think that's one of the biggest problems with this game. The dialogue in this game is not immersive dialogue. It is vehicular dialogue. And that is the term that I would use for Dragon Age Veilguard. It is not Baldur's Gate 3. It is not Cyberpunk.
Okay. Wait. Let's not compare Dragon Age Vanguard to Baldur's Gate 3, please. And let's not compare any game to Baldur's Gate 3. Because Baldur's Gate 3 is so freaking legendary that it's unfair to any other game to actually get compared to it. Compare it in a positive way, then yes. But if you have something negative to say, then Baldur's Gate just does it better. Veilguard isn't even a freaking sniff. Yes, and I said sniff on purpose. In comparison to Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is just a freaking Meisterstück. Don't compare it to, well, basically shit with a little fan over it.
It is not writing to make you feel like you're in the world. It is writing to project you forward or make sure you know what you need to continue on. It feels like tutorial writing. It feels like it's not there to add. It's there to confirm that you know what's going on. And
yeah, more or less.
That works in some games. That's okay in some games.
Do I have something like that? Not really. I'm gonna be honest, every dialogue that... No, I don't remember any game that actually does this to me. Or in a way that's actually this looking down on me or on the player.
But this is an immersive, large role-playing game. You are...
Oh, this is something that I actually forgot. He's correct about that. Dragon Age isn't purely for playing purposes. The gameplay is fine, can be fine, and it's fine. It's okay. The story is the main thing with Dragon Age. It's the 9 Plus Ultra. If you fuck that up, you're not playing Dragon Age. And they fucked that one up big time. And I'm gonna bet you that every single person that played Dragon Vanguard the first time won't play another Dragon Age. I always misspeak those, both of them. Dragon Age won't play the other parts just because they think they are as shit as this is.
Playing a role. And granted, you could say it's an action role-playing game, but still, you are a person and you need to be treated as that role.
Yeah.
But the dialogue
correct.
is not treating us as Rook, the leader of the resistance. I'm not being talked to like an adult who's leading people. I'm being talked to like I'm a kid that needs to have his hand held
correct.
through every area, and that I never get to play that role. So that's where the big thing is with this game. I feel like they've over-gamed it. And by over-gaming it, by making the dialogue so vehicular, they have significantly reduced all the stuff that I feel a lot of us love in these games, which is getting lost in them. We love
correct,
to get lost in these games. I want to be Rook, but I can't be Rook when I pull up to a dock and I get 3 sentences from a person explaining what a dock is and why there should be boats there and they're not. Like, that's... And there's that kind of stuff all over the place.
Yep.
Where it's just like obvious stuff, obvious things looking around. And most importantly, it's devoid of that dialogue that like adds to the region. You know, it's one thing to pull up to an area and have the person say, oh, it's a dock. There should be boats here and it's empty. It's another thing to pull up and be like, oh, it's this dock. I was here 4 years ago. It was packed with people. I had a shop over there and I remember this flooding with areas and now I can't believe it's this empty. Like, one of those is a character expressing emotion over something they lost. The other is delivering information, like I just looked it up on Wikipedia.
Very, very good point. I was thinking about how I could put it to words. He did a fantastic job about it. Yes, this is one-to-one exactly what people actually think, or how a character should be done. Exactly. Perfect. Yes, thank you.
So it's weird. It's weird. So it's and that happens all the time where I feel like I'm being educated or told. And there's for the record, there's this other scene in the game that I've seen but I haven't encountered yet. And I'm not going to talk about the scene, but what I will say is when I saw that scene, the internet is exploding over the content of the scene. I watched that scene and all I could think of is, screw the content of the scene. I feel like I'm watching a Dare commercial in middle school. Like I felt like I was sitting in the audience at middle school watching a bunch of adults do a performance that was supposed to tell me how to feel about something. Screw whatever it is I'm supposed to feel about. The whole framework of that is just uncomfortable.
Yep. True.
Like that's not why we play games. That's not forget the message. But it's like that's not it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Is he watching his script all the time? What the freak?
I know this got a little ranty, but it's really hard to take a game like...
You know what? I don't care. If it gets a bit ranty, it's fine. You know why? Because then I know that the person in front of me is actually passionate about this, the thing he's talking about. I may still disagree with the person on some point, or even on all of them, but at least the person is passionate about it. He actually put some thought in it. That's something that I can appreciate.
Like this seriously when we live in a world of Baldur's Gate 3s and Cyberpunks. It's really tough when there's this much of a schism.
Yep.
Where it's like, where some games do it so well, and then other games just don't. And I do need to point out at this point, we're talking about one facet of Veilguard. I know you guys are probably going like, "Oh, Cohh hates Dragon Age Veilguard. This is terrible." Blah blah blah.
No. He was way more positive about it than me.
But no, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this one part of Veilguard is so bad that it kind of drags down the other parts, and that stinks. And the reason I make videos like this is for the very small chance that one day somebody in a decision point sees a video like this and goes, "Oh, maybe we're better off taking risks instead of homogenizing our product to a..."
I'm gonna be honest, if somebody sees your video, mate, they're gonna think, okay, we did everything correct except for this one point. And I disagree with that. Because, as I said, the combat itself is fluid. Let's be honest here. But if you look at it, it looks like total garbage. It looks disgusting. The graphic, okay, fine. The things on an individual level look fine. But if you see the entire thing, like your character looks like an abomination, then you're just getting hit out of it. And then you have the dialogue, like the 9+ Ultra from Dragon Age. Yeah, I did it correctly this time. From Dragon Age. You fuck the thing up that's most important. And that's the story. The gameplay has to be good, also good. But the story must sit. And I have to say, no, sorry, it just doesn't. Even, I'm gonna be honest, even the enemy models, some are just... I don't know. Everything in this game is flamboyant. Even the zombies are just flamboyant. I just... It would be fine in a different game, but not in Dragon Age. Dragon Age is a freaking sternly harsh world. And it just doesn't fit, man. It just doesn't fit.
Broader audience, which is what I feel like is going on in this case. I feel like when we get dialogue like this in games, it's because it's being brought down to such a basic level that everyone will be able to understand it. They don't want to take risks. And
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think they took a risk and it just didn't... Like, this is the thing. The producers that the people wanted to do, and they did it. It just didn't work out. Because a risk taken, just because the risk doesn't bear any fruits, doesn't mean it wasn't a risk. It was a risk doing it like this. It just, well, in my opinion, failed spectacularly.
We need to make sure devs know we don't like that.
Yeah, and by the way, the only reason why I think that so many people still play it is purely because of the Dragon Age mark. There is no other reason for this. Or at least I think so. And there are suspiciously low amounts of actual positive review, like the quantity of reviews is suspiciously low for a game that actually has 77k concurrent play or 70k concurrent players. Suspiciously low. Very, very suspicious. Maybe I'm gonna just say Dragon Age, the Veilguard, Steam charts, because I already looked it up. How many reviews? Negative, positive reviews. It's just 7K. That's a 70 blah, blah, purchased 80. Let me give it for a second because I am not that fluent in this one. Maybe I'm just full of shit. That's also something I could be. Let's just take Inquisition. Concurrent players. It had about peak. Let me see this. What am I doing wrong? Give me a second. Good. It had only 42k followers, but already more or less 18,000 reviews. And then you have the Veilguard with 83k, and there are only over 8k. There's something fishy going on here. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, let's just continue.
We don't play games for safe. We don't play games for homogenized dialogue. That is not why we like games. We like games because they surprise us and they make us think, and they give us things we're not expecting, and they're interesting because we haven't done them 50 times before. That's why we like these games. The main story in this game is doing that for me, which is why I'm still playing this game. I'm a huge Dragon Age fan. The main story and the stuff happening in it right now at the 8 to 10 hour mark, I'm engaged in. I like it. So, let's just take that kind of thing and be a little riskier and more interesting with the writing, and this could be a damn decent, we could be having a completely different type of video right now. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. That's my thoughts on this. I'm going to continue playing it. I'm still enjoying it. I'm probably going to focus the main story. I feel weird saying that in a DA game, but the companion quests and stuff in these games, we may do some to check them, but I don't know. I don't know what all I know for sure is that as of now, I plan on finishing the main story because I do want to see what the main story has to offer. I do love Solus. I love the characters. I want to see what's going to happen to him. But yeah, that's where we are. So anyway, TLDR. Thoughts on Dragon Age Veilguard. Some really good parts that are unfortunately obfuscated by some really lackluster parts. The total package, if you can bear with the bad parts, is not a bad game. But if you are playing Dragon Age Veilguard for the immersion, for the immersive dialogue, for the same reasons you super enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3, you can't hate on someone for not liking this game.
Oh, come on. This is... Why are you going from, well, if you like it, you like it, to, if you don't like it, don't hate? Come on. What would you do? Don't make arguments like that. And you made such a good point at the start. And now you're just taking the negative, the people that actually think negative about it and just say, yeah, you're just haters. What the fuck? No. People who don't like the game like it most of the part for a freaking good reason.
Keep that in mind. It's totally valid to not like this game. You don't need to shout people down that say that.
Yeah, but also, if someone's particularly positive about it, they don't have to shout people down who think negatively about it. This goes both ways. And there are just some freaks on both sides. Let's ignore the freaks. Let's just get them in their little, I don't know, box. Let them bite each other to death and go to us normal freaking people. Come on.
But it's also not valid to say the game is complete garbage, because there's parts of this game that are actually pretty damn good. So it's a mixed bag. It's a real mixed bag. It's again, there's parts that are really good and there are parts that are just really not. But I'd say the overall.
Yeah, the words he shills for Vanguard, as it seems, but he still probably wants copies for free or something like that.
It's
okay,
definitely,
I understand
for me
it.
so far, it's been worth playing. The combat and stuff is fun enough to where it's worth playing. And we'll kind of see if that keeps up all the way to the end. Anyway, that's it. I hope this helps.
I mean, even though I am critical of him and you might say that I don't like him, no, I actually quite like this video. Subscribe, leave a like for him, because even if I disagree on some things with him, I still think he made some relatively good points. He didn't go out on a pure hate parade. For them, some of his arguments I wouldn't agree with, but hey, it is what it is. Nobody will agree with everybody to 100%, but I agree on some parts. I actually like to disagree sometimes, and this is fine. But as it is, acolytes, good night.